All right, guys, here we go. I have this epoxy inlay FSU sign right here that we are going to box up. I want to show you how it is that we actually box up these epoxy signs. We do use the CNC machine to cut custom boxes, so we're going to go ahead and get started here. First thing we're going to do is come over to Vectric and open up a work file. I already have some other boxes here that we're going to be running today, so I'm going to show you how we're going to draw out this box. First thing we're going to do is take our measurements. We are at just about 20 inches by just under 9 inches. So we're going to make this box 22 and an eighth. There we go. We're going to make this box 22 and an eighth by 9 inches. So this is going to be the flat portion of the box. I lied to you. We're going to make this 11 inches. Because we want 2 inches of foam surrounding the entirety of the piece. So we're going to do 22 and an eighth by 11. Once we do that, we have to make the side panels for the box, which we're going to make them 2 inches tall. So these side panels that I'm making are going to flip up. Let's see here. So you can see this big area in here is the flat part of the box, and then these 4 wings that we put on it are going to fold up, and this is going to be the bottom side of the box. So now that we've made the bottom side of the box, we have to make the top side of the box. This box is going to basically encapsulate the sign, just like my hands showed you there. So the top, we want to make it a little bit bigger. We're going to make it 0.3 bigger in each direction. So 22 and an eighth plus 0.3 would be 22.425. And then 11.3, we can go ahead and apply that to this box. Now we can go ahead and start making our 2-inch tall side panels, or wings, you could say, that are going to fold down. There we go. We can delete that original box. Now, this other trick that I've started doing in making these boxes to make it easier to run on the CNC. If we were to just run these vector files here, we're running 8 different squares. But if we go to layer 2, which is our cut layer, and we just draw a box right on top of these. Look at that. Boom, we can delete our original ones. Now we have 4 vector lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to run the machine and have it cut those out. All right, so I'm going to show you here exactly how we're going to set up our tool paths for this. So this is another size box that we're going to run, so we're going to select these vector lines as well, and then we'll select the ones that we just created for that small sign. We can go ahead and do a profile tool path. We're going to cut 0.05 deep. We're using about 1/4 inch thick cardboard sheets. We want to make sure that this 1/8 inch bit, we're going to run at 215 inches a minute with a 72 inches per minute plunge rate. That looks good. We're running the profile on the vector lines. Not outside, not inside. We're going to run it on. That's why we gave it a little bit extra space both ways. We don't need ramps or anything. We're going to call this big box and FSU box. There we go. Boom. That is the digital representation of what our tool paths are going to look like. So at this point, we can go ahead and export this big box and FSU box file to the cloud folder, and then we can access this cloud folder. This is my 1A toolpath folder, and so we're going to go ahead and save it there. And now we can pull it up over on that computer and run it on the machine. All right, y'all, at this point, we're ready to get our material loaded. So I'm going to go ahead and start by obviously squaring this up on the bed, making sure everything is just so. We use a vacuum system in here to hold material down. So all I've got to do is turn it on and make sure that all the edges are being held down to my liking. And as long as they are, we're pretty much good to go. This is the wrong bit. I had a bit in here from the other day, so I'm going to go ahead and put in the 1/8 inch bit that we're using. Material is nice and flat. It's held down. The file is loaded, so we can go ahead and start running this file. First thing that we're going to do is take our tool length sensor. We have to tell the machine where the surface of the cardboard is, because we're only cutting about an eighth inch, or not an eighth inch deep, I'm sorry. We're only cutting about 0.05 inches deep. What we want to do is just scour that material so that we can come back, cut it out, and fold where we want our fold lines to be. Now, I could do this where I cut outside the profile and cut it all the way out, all the way through, but I just think it's a waste to run bits into the wasteboard just for cardboard boxes when it's super easy to cut it out by hand with a razor blade. So now that we've got our tool length sensor, we're going to go ahead and send it to park position 1. This is my XY0. I just want to confirm that this is set as the XY0 in the system. It's just a point in space that I've pre-programmed that I can send the machine to repeatedly. It looks like it is, so we're going to go ahead and hit start. And I'm going to let the spindle warm up for a minute and then hit the green button and let it run the file. All right, at this point, we're ready to cut out the actual boxes. This particular job has, as you can see, quite a large box attached to it. I'm not going to cut that out for now. I just want to show you on this FSU sign. So I'm going to leave that attached and cut out just what we need for now. All right, so here we are. We have our bottom and our top of the box cut out. That's the epoxy sign that we're going to be packing up. I'm going to show you now what this looks like to actually create the box. So these lines that we created here are fold lines. Let's see here. We're going to start by folding them up, ripping off some tape, and taping them up like so on all 4 corners. It's windy in here today. This is going to give us the form for the bottom of the box that our material, that our sign is going to sit into. Okay? All right, bottom of the box. Now, if we take our sign, we put it in there. Oh, it's too big. Well, the reason we made it too big is so we could add some of this foam insulation. This is 1 inch thick foam. I've cut it into 2-inch wide strips. 2 inches because that's the height of the box. See, 2 inches, and it's 1 inch thick, and that was the distance that I gave ourselves around the border of the sign is 1 inch. Okay, plus the width of the 1/8 inch bit, so it's really 1.125 inches. So all we're going to do is find our length here and break it so it fits. We'll take the second piece, find our other length. There we go. Next one. All right. So now we've got our box. We can go ahead and drop this in. It's going to be nice and snug. We want it to be snug because I've found you don't want stuff sitting on your epoxy when you ship it. It's better to pinch it from the sides. So if we keep this nice and snug, like it is, we put just a cover on it, maybe a piece of cardboard we cut to fit and put it in there, but no pressure on it. It's just in there. And then we put the top on it. It'll ship really good. What I have forgotten to do on this, actually, is put a hanger on the back side of this sign. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now, and then we will continue here in a minute. All right, here we go. We got the French cleat glued to the back side of it. Looking good. I added some foam here, the wall side of the French cleat, and then some foam just so that this piece sits up off of the floor of the box. There we go. We're nice and snug. Boom. Now we can take our top. Go ahead and fold those sides up just like before. We'll tape them down, or tape them together, I should say. All right. So now, because we made this box 0.3 inches bigger than this box, it should come right across like so. Sometimes it's a little snug. Rather it be snug than loosey-goosey. And listen to this. Yeah. No movement at all, and haven't even taped it up yet. So that's great. That's exactly the way that I like to do this. Go ahead and get some of this glue tape. One more spot. Beautiful. All right. So that's how you box up custom epoxy inlay sign. We can go ahead and take our overall measurements for UPS, take our weight, put it on the scale, and we're good to send this puppy out. Hey, listen, check it out. If you're interested in learning more about tips and tricks like that, follow Executive Fit on YouTube. If you're interested in learning about epoxy inlays and learning the skill of epoxy inlays and how you can implement that skill into your woodworking maker business to scale it and grow to be able to offer incredibly beautiful signs, then you need to sign up for the Epoxy Inlay Masterclass. Get on Google, type in Epoxy Inlay Masterclass, or head over to our website, executivefitllc.com. There's a button on the header there that says Epoxy Inlay Masterclass. You can click on it. It'll tell you all about it, what you can expect in the course, and just sign up. It's a one-time fee, no subscriptions or nothing. You get in, you get lifetime access to any new content that gets added. It's totally worth it. It will definitely give you another skill that you can add to your tool belt to help you grow and scale your business.